Verruca Freeze is the choice of physicians and veterinarians across the country who are bringing the benefits of cryosurgery to their patients, while at the same time adding patients and income to their practices. Developed by an American family physician as an alternative to more complicated, traditional cryosurgery systems, Verruca Freeze is easy to learn. A small amount of practice and commitment is all most providers need to perfect their technique. Each year, over 20 million patients develop warts. However, because of the time and difficulty involved in traditional treatments, many physicians refer those patients, therefore losing a sizable income opportunity. Cryosurgery with Verruca Freeze is one of the most cost-effective surgical procedures available to healthcare professionals today. Verruca Freeze is portable and can be easily carried throughout the primary or satellite office. The kit consists of a cryogen canister, an extender tube, instruction manual, set of reusable limiting cones, cryo buds, practice pad, and other accessories. Replacement canisters and additional accessories are also available. Verruca Freeze is non-flammable, and the canister's positive shutoff valve prevents evaporation during storage, allowing for a long shelf life. This compares to liquid nitrogen, which evaporates at 3 to 5% per day, requiring monthly replacement regardless of usage, as well as expensive accessories or delivery devices. Cryosurgery destroys tissue through a freeze-thaw cycle. The extent of tissue destruction is determined by both temperature and rate of freezing. While negative 30 to 50 degrees Celsius is generally thought to be effective for destruction of most benign lesions, Verruca Freeze is capable of obtaining temperatures as low as minus 70 degrees Celsius. Destruction of tissue is caused by both intracellular and extracellular ice formation, irreversible changes in cell membranes, resulting in loss of water from the cell, the concentration of toxic solutes, and microcirculatory failure. For the patient, cryosurgery is a quick 2-minute procedure, causing very little discomfort. Additionally, cryosurgery avoids the unpleasant odor of electrosurgery as well as the scarring or post-op infection risk seen with scalpel or electrosurgery. It is highly recommended that several practice sessions be performed before treating a patient. If the Verruca Freeze insulator is not already in place, carefully slide it over the top of the canister. Remove the safety tab from the top of the nozzle. Place the extender tube firmly into the spray nozzle and test spray the canister by pointing it toward the floor and pulling the trigger mechanism. There are 2 methods of application for Verruca Freeze: limiting cones and cryo buds. When using the cone application, position the limiting cone on the practice pad. Initially, it is easier to practice with a larger cone. Hold the cone firmly in place and direct the extender tube against the inside wall of the cone. Pull the trigger very lightly and spray until 1/8 to 1/4 inch of cryogen has accumulated in the limiting cone. This will take 3 to 6 seconds depending on the technique used. Continue to hold the limiting cone firmly in place while the cryogen evaporates or boils off. Evaporation should take 20 to 25 seconds and can be both seen and heard. An alternative technique is to drip the cryogen into the cone through the use of intermittent sprays. Remove the cone from the practice pad to reveal the ice ball. Freeze time and the size of the limiting cone determine the size of the ice ball. If no ice ball is visible, the lesion has been underfrozen because less than 1/8 inch of cryogen was used, or evaporation time was less than 20 seconds. As a result, a second or third freeze-thaw cycle would be required. Do not use more than 1/4 inch of cryogen. Excessive use of the cryogen or significantly longer freeze times could freeze excess normal skin tissue or cause temporary nerve damage. The thaw phase, which lasts approximately 40 seconds, begins when the limiting cone is removed from the lesion. It is important to protect the thawing ice ball from touch or heat in order to obtain the most effective freeze. If a thaw time of less than 35 to 40 seconds occurs, or if a large lesion is being treated, repeat the freeze-thaw cycle, increasing the spray time. Repeat the practice sessions using progressively smaller limiting cones until 3 to 6 second spray times and 20 to 25-second evaporation times are consistently achieved. The limiting cones are reusable and can be sterilized between patients in bactericidal solution. A secondary method of applying Verruca Freeze is by using the CryoBuds. CryoBuds are foam tip applicators best used for treating hard-to-reach or bony surfaces of the body, but can be used in place of the limiting cones. Select the appropriate size bud applicator. While holding the canister in one hand and the CryoBud in the other, apply gentle pressure to the trigger nozzle and lightly spray the CryoBud. Saturate the bud to its first drip point. Place the frozen bud onto the practice pad and hold firmly for 25 to 30 seconds. After removing the bud, an ice ball will appear and will thaw in approximately 40 seconds. The CryoBuds may be used for multiple lesions on the same patient, but should be discarded after use. The lesions selected for treatment should be properly diagnosed prior to cryosurgery. Any questionable lesions must be biopsied to assure they are benign. Caution must also be observed when treating patients with heavily pigmented skin, sensory loss, or poor blood supply. Patients with certain types of diseases, such as collagen vascular disease, diabetes, and others, may also present special problems. In this case study, the patient has been diagnosed with benign seborrheic keratosis. The appropriate size limiting cone has been chosen as the method of application for this procedure. It is extremely important that the patient does not move during the procedure. Therefore, the entire procedure should be carefully explained to the patient in detail. The patient is told to expect a spraying sound as the cryogen is applied and a tingling sensation that can last 10 to 15 seconds. If a patient is apprehensive, pain-sensitive, or very young, a local skin anesthetic such as EMLA can be used 1 hour prior to the procedure. Next, the patient is properly positioned in a well-ventilated area. A limiting cone 1 millimeter larger than the lesion is chosen and placed over the lesion. Hold the cone near the top, using firm pressure against the patient to ensure a good seal and prevent leakage. The cryogen is sprayed against the inside wall of the limiting cone and accumulates for 3 to 6 seconds. The evaporation takes approximately 20 to 25 seconds. An insufficient amount of cryogen will result in a shorter evaporation time and will require an additional spray application. The limiting cone is removed when the evaporation is complete and the thaw stage begins. The ice ball can be seen as a concentric ring of white, frozen tissue. The thaw stage lasts approximately 40 seconds. Exposure to heat or touching the frozen lesion during the thaw stage will shorten the thaw time and decrease effectiveness of the freeze application. After the thaw stage, the freeze-thaw cycle may be repeated. If cryogen leaks from the limiting cone or a patient becomes uncooperative, stop the freezing action by warming the area with the palm of your hand or finger. Or if leakage around the limiting cone is minimal, place your finger on the affected area and continue the freeze. Patients with extraordinary circulation, resulting in hot hands or hot feet, will produce thaw times of substantially less than 40 seconds. If a thaw time of less than 20 seconds results, repeat the freeze-thaw cycle. Lesions less than 5 millimeters usually require 1 or 2 freeze-thaw cycles. 2 freeze-thaw cycles are recommended on lesions greater than 5 millimeters. 2 cycles are more destructive and will result in better success on the first visit. Never position the patient where cryogen spray could come in contact with the patient's eyes or ear canal. Eye protectors or earplugs should be used if there is any possibility of contact with these areas. The CryoBuds are the preferred application method for freezing these areas. In the next case study, the patient has been diagnosed with a wart. A CryoBud has been chosen as the method of application for this procedure. After the procedure is explained to the patient is properly positioned and the appropriate size bud is chosen. While holding the canister in one hand and the CryoBud in the other, apply gentle pressure to the trigger nozzle and lightly spray the CryoBud. Saturate the bud to its first drip point. Place the frozen bud onto the patient's lesion and hold firmly for 25 to 30 seconds. After removing the bud, an ice ball will appear. Allow for a thaw time of approximately 40 seconds. After the thaw stage, the freeze-thaw cycle may be repeated. Cryobuds may be used for multiple lesions on the same patient, but should be discarded after use. It is desirable for the treated area to blister, turn black, or form a scab within a few hours or days after treatment. Occasionally, there may be no visible reaction. The patient may get the area wet, but it should be dried and left uncovered. Although most patients experience little pain, some may find it helpful to soak the area in warm water and take aspirin or ibuprofen as needed. A bullous formation should be seen within 1 or 2 days after treatment. Blisters can be drained during an office visit, but will resolve with time. Within 6 to 10 days, crust formation should be evident. Complete sloughing of the scab should occur in 5 to 14 days. It is best to let the scab fall off naturally. Review the instructions and the healing cycle with the patient. It is important to follow up with the patient in 7 to 10 days. The amount of time required for healing depends on the size of the lesion, its location, complexity, and the patient's healing ability. Additionally, post-treatment redness or temporary hypopigmentation may occur, but should resolve within 1 to 6 months. Although most lesions are successfully treated in one visit, more difficult lesions may require several office visits. Additional techniques have been developed to make the first office visit more successful. Please read the instruction manual for more information on ballooning and debriding skin lesions, as well as combination applications of freezing and salicylic acid or podophyllum. When properly stored, the Veruca Freeze canister has a minimum 5-year shelf life. Store the canister in a cool area away from sunlight or other heat sources. CPT coding for cryotherapy is shown. Detailed CPT coding information can be found in the Veruca Freeze instruction manual or on our website. Consult the latest CPT codebook for the most recent information. Veruca Freeze pays for itself repeatedly and provides a simple, convenient, and cost-effective solution for cryosurgery. Cryosurgery Incorporated is committed to its customers. Comments of your success stories utilizing Veruca Freeze, as well as ideas and suggestions for improving the product, are welcomed and can be directed to the address, email, phone number, or website indicated. This presentation has been provided to assist you in using Veruca Freeze. It is a supplement to the instruction manual and does not substitute for a careful reading and understanding of the training materials.